So, you ready?
Yes, sir. I thought you was gonna do the Cody line. So what do you want to talk about?
Oh no, there's not even a lot of good stuff to talk about. Like this it went but it just yeah, it's just not a lot to talk about. Not a lot to talk about at all.
All
Just
right.
saying. Just saying, like it was nothing good that happened, and I mean maybe it's because Raw was a tape show. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It was just a lot of shit just sucked. So let's start off with Raw, because
Okay.
Raw started off with Rhea Ripley coming out and she was pissed off. So all of a sudden she comes out and then here comes Tiffy and Tiffy saying, "Hey, the shit that you did to Nia, that shit wasn't cool." Mind you, mind you, that shit was taped after. I mean, before they did the shit on SmackDown, so nobody knew what the fuck they were talking about in the audience, and people were probably sitting there like, "What the fuck is she talking about?"
Funny part, I actually watched SmackDown. So did you. And I had no fucking idea what the fuck you were talking about. I was lost.
That's fucked up. Cause like her saying this, like when it was taped, was before it actually happened. So the people in the audience probably was like, "What is she talking about? What's happening here? This is confusing." But
That's the bad part about being studio audience or whatever you want to call it.
and that was just weird. And then Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan came out, and they both just like beat the shit out of Rhea and Tiffy. And it was like, "Oh, okay, cool, yeah, that's." You can easily see where that was going. He was like, "Yeah, that's gonna be a match."
Yeah. Reading the spoilers, I was curious how they were gonna get there.
Oh, and that was like it was kind of a perfect way, but it was like, whatever.
Yeah.
So then we had Damage Control versus Bianca and Jade in a tag team match. And Damage Control lost because Jakar Jackson and Last Legend distracted Damage Control when they basically gotten in their way. So basically, they won by cheating, actually.
Yep.
Yeah,
100%.
I wasn't for that. I was like, all right, whatever.
Like it seemed pointless because remind me, I'm the one with the bad memory. Fucking Damage Control didn't do anything to them.
Damage Control did. They kept coming out there bothering them, and like Damage Control got in their faces and said something to them, and that's when EO got hit by Last Legend.
Oh. Oh, I mean
So
as far as like interfering in their match.
no, they didn't. But that's the
Yeah.
thing. Somebody did interfere in their match on SmackDown, if you
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, no, that I remember. Because it wasn't them.
Yeah. So that was that. So then we had Finn and JD talking to Adam Pearce, and Pearce is like, "Yo, Priest wants to fight." It was like Finn was like, "Yo, Priest wants to fight. I'm down for it." And Pearce was like, well, we're not gonna do that." And Finn was like, "Well, why not?" "Because you and JD haven't defended your tag titles in so long, I'm going to make a little tournament, and winners get a shot at your tag titles."
I feel like they forgot all about the tag team titles.
I did too. Like I did too. And then Liv and Dom show up, and Liv brings Raquel in, and Carlito kind of is speechless when he sees Raquel.
Is that gonna be a thing, you think?
Okay, so according to Russell votes, no, it's not going to be a thing because they're going to be getting rid of Carlito very soon.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, Russell Vogt said that there's talks to get rid of Carlito out of the Judgment Day. It's not like he's just gonna be gone. He's just gonna be gone from the Judgment Day.
Yeah, no, I get it.
to be honest, I'm cool with that. He just doesn't fit the Judgment Day because it feels like a bunch of young like kids trying to get their spot. I know people will be like, "Well, Finn's not young." I mean, yeah, of course not, but he feels like the leader of this young faction.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I'm
he's
okay.
he's
Uh-huh.
basically like what Edge was when it was Rhea and Damien and whatever. You know, not a problem with that.
Yeah, I kind of just want Carlito out of it.
Yeah.
So then we had an American-made promo where these guys are pulling up in tanks saying, "Hey, we're gonna do some stuff and we're gonna kick some ass or whatever, whatever." And once again, according to Russell votes, there is a push for them later on this year or early next year to be a bigger faction, not bigger as in adding people, but bigger as in winning titles and feeling like they're special.
I'm good with that. I just didn't like the promo.
Yeah. So then Braun Breaker cut a promo, and he's basically talking about Jey Uso and said Jey Uso never did anything on his own. He needed his family to come up and be who he is. He was like, me, I never needed any of that. I even got rid of my last name just so I could do this on my own. And I was like, okay, they actually explained that in story why he doesn't have the signer name.
Yeah.
Like that was the only thing I liked about this promo because it was like, yeah, okay, like I was cool with that.
To his credit, he's a
So
better talker than his dad and his uncle.
I mean, not really. His uncle was funny as shit. His dad, yes. His dad was just annoying, but his uncle, yeah. So then we had Adam Pearce talking to Bronson Reed. And he's telling Bronson Reed, like, listen, I got you out here instead of in the arena because I know you're going to cause havoc. I know you want Seth Rollins, but I'm not sure if he's going to be ready to fight you. And Bronson Reed's like, listen, I want the match. He was like, he cost me my match against Braun Strowman, Brad. You have to give me my match. And Pierce is like, listen, if you promise not to cause any trouble, I will get you the match. And he's like, I give you my word. And then, like, when Pierce was about to leave, he was like, but if you break my word, I'm going to cause havoc. So that was that was okay. I
Yeah.
was okay with that. I was like, I don't have a problem with that because it's like, I mean, we know where this is going. We know what's going to happen. It's going to be a match with Seth, and we see more of that later on with Seth. So then we have the first match, which we didn't find out, which is very funny, and a lot of people didn't realize this. We didn't find out what this was until it happened because they said, "Hey, we're gonna have this match, this tag team match." That's what they said. We're gonna have this tag team match. It's gonna be the Alpha Academy versus somebody. But here was the kicker. Okay, we knew it was gonna be the War Raiders. What we didn't know, this was a match in that tag team tournament.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, because when the War Raiders got in the ring, they literally said, "This is part of that tag team tournament match." And I'm like, "What the fuck? When were they gonna tell us that?" Like, nah, they didn't tell us shit.
Last last fucking second.
Exactly. And the War Raiders, of course, they beat Alpha Academy. Like Alpha Academy wasn't gonna beat them, but the War Raiders move on to the next round, which we don't even know what the brackets or anything is. We just know that the War Raiders are moving on to the next thing.
Yep.
So then we get Seth, and Seth is saying, "Listen, I want Bronson Reed." And Pierce is like, "Dude, you've only had 6 matches this whole entire year, and you keep getting injured. why do you think I'm gonna give you this match? And Seth is pissed off, and Seth is like, I've beaten everybody. He was like, I have to beat him. He was like, to get back to the top of where I'm at, he's like, I have to do this. And so Pierce was like, all right, I'll think about it. Funny thing is, once again, this is from Russell Votes. Seth Rollins wants to be a heel, and he has stuff in plans for him to be a heel in early 2025.
Hmm.
How, how do you feel about that? Because I have a theory about this, and I don't like it, but yeah. How do you feel about this?
As far as him being a heel, I'm okay with it. I feel like he's a better heel than he is a face.
Hmm.
Um, there was hints at it when like when was it last week? Whatever with the Jey Uso thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I'm okay with it as long as it tells a good story and it's not something stupid like, for example, going after Cody again. If that's your theory, because I would hate it.
No, that wasn't my theory. My theory is the fact that it's going to be him and CM Punk. I don't want face CM Punk versus heel Seth Rollins. I want heel CM Punk versus face Seth Rollins.
Yeah,
But because we know that's where they're going, and if he's going to be a heel at that time, it's going to kind of fucking suck. I don't like it.
basically.
I mean, he might change my mind eventually, but yeah, I don't. I'm not too enthused about it right now.
Yeah.
So then we have a Cody Gunther thing, and they're going back and forth about who's going to be the champion of champions when it's time to fight in Saudi Arabia. I mean, it is what it is.
Again, I like the concept. Just the whole belt thing ruins it.
I mean, listen. I'm okay with the belt because it makes sense because it's like if you have two champions fighting and they're not fighting for a belt, they should be fighting for something other than just like saying, "Hey, I did this." If you have a belt, it's like a true symbol of I'm the champion of champions.
A trophy. Because that belt is not going to mean shit until the following crown jewel, according to Triple H.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, it's just like a trophy was just like it sucks because it's a fucking trophy. But if you have the thing where it's like I have the belt, look at this belt that I won because I'm the champion of champions. Like
Yeah.
that's what I like about it. So then we had a real cool Dragon Lee promo, which I feel like they should have gave him months ago, but Dragon Lee, like he made sense because he's like, listen, I came here, I got put on the main roster, I was doing good, and then I got injured, and I missed my biggest opportunity to be at WrestleMania. He was like, and ever since then, I just haven't felt the same. But now I finally feel the same, and I'm going to get back to what I'm doing. And it was like, okay, that's cool because it was shot beautifully, edited beautifully. So it made people go, oh shit, like Dragon Lee is a somebody. Okay,
Hopefully he goes for a title.
hopefully. So then we had Kofi versus Braun Breaker, and yeah, Braun Breaker just murdered that guy.
Did you expect anything different?
No, I didn't. So then after the match, Xavier Woods comes out, and Xavier's trying to help Kofi, but Braun fucks him up too. And then Jey Uso comes out.
Proving
I
Kofi's
mean,
point from last week.
wait, what's Kofi's point from last week?
He was mad at Xavier. He was like, yo, why didn't you help what you call it? Why didn't you help Jay? He would have done the same thing for you if roles were reversed. Roles were reversed at this moment and Jay came out to help him. More so probably came out to help Kofi though, in that case, though.
Hmm. But at the same time, when Jay and Braun was in there fighting, Xavier took Kofi and was like, "We're getting the fuck out of here. This isn't our business." Even though he
Yeah,
hit me, this isn't our business. We're getting the fuck out of
he caught a stray basically.
here. So I'm just waiting for like the full heel turn with Xavier Woods and see how that works.
How much longer do you think it's gonna take?
Not that long. So that was that. We had Rhea and Priest talking in the back, and they just was basically saying they want to get their hands on Liv and Finn. And Priest was like, "Yeah, you get your hands on Liv, but the Finn thing, it's not over. It's not over. I want to hurt him." I'm like, okay,
Again, like you, I feel like this should be over already.
yeah. So then Jay Uso is coming back, and he goes into his locker room and opens the door. And who else is in there? Jimmy. And Jimmy's like, "Yo, can we talk?" Jey Uso was like, "Man, I ain't got time for this," and he walks off. So speaking of Jimmy, we have a match between The Miz and R-Truth.
Oh shit! I just know that the transition. Good one.
So Miz beats R-Truth because the Final Testament comes out and they stand there and they're telling Miz to be. He's like, "Yo, just fuck him up, just fuck him up." And Miz is like halfway, like, "What are you saying?" And just doing that, Truth beats Miz, and it's like, okay, that that was not how this was supposed to go.
Like,
So,
like he
mhm,
cheated or something. Like Miz was pissed. Like I shook his hand.
yeah, and then after that, Miz beats up R-Truth, and then the Final Testament is looking at him. But for the second week in a row, we see the Wyatt graphic with the Miz, and it's like they're after Miz, but I don't know why they're after Miz. I have no idea.
Being two-faced, I guess.
I don't know if it's that, but it just feels off, and like I don't know why. Like it just feels off because like it feels like something about his family, but I don't know. Like it just feels off. I'm not like I said. I don't care about this. I don't want to see it. I don't care. I don't care.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but
Uh-huh.
plot twist, right?
Uh-huh.
When the thing happens with Miz with the Wyatt family,
Uh-huh.
Cross is also there. So
Yes.
it might be Cross. Like they have you think it's Miz, but it's actually Cross. So that way you have like a faction war.
I'd be okay with a faction war if they gave the Wyatt thing when they showed Cross too. Like if they did a little something with Cross, it'd be like, oh, that's why. But the fact that it keeps focusing on every time Miz is on screen, it just screams like they're going after Miz, and
Okay.
it just it's just weird to me. Because like I said, if they showed it when like Cross was on the screen, I'd be like, oh, okay, they're going after the whole Final Testament, including Miz. But every time it's just like Miz talking, and it pops up, and it's like, oh, it's directed directly at Miz for something.
That is true because it's when Miz talks. Yeah.
So then we get Jimmy still trying to talk to Jay, and Jay's like, I want nothing to do with you, man. And he walks off. Like, it's happening. I don't know when, but it's happening soon. I
Probably
mean,
start next week.
no, I was about to say, I have a theory of next week because Braun Breaker is going to take on Jay Uso for the IC title. And I have a weird feeling that Jay ain't keeping that title. Not because he's going to just lose straight up to Braun Breaker, but because the bloodline is going to fuck him up.
Yeah, I see that too.
So then we had our main event. And I know you're like, what the fuck? How did we get here so fast? It's a 2 hour Raw. Also, it was a tape Raw. It wasn't. It wasn't that long. It wasn't that good. It was just disgusting. It,
Hashtag bring back 3 hour Raw. I started
yeah.
that shit.
So Tiffy and Rhea versus Liv and Raquel, and Then Nia comes down, and Nia just fucks everything up. So that happened, and Nia beats the shit out of Liv, and she lays out Liv, and she looks at Tiff, and Tiffany's standing there, and she just yells at her and just like starts hitting her, and she was like, "Cash in," and Tiffany was like, "Oh, okay," and Tiffy didn't want to do it, but she made her cash in. But it didn't happen because Dom pulled Liv out of the ring, so there was no true cash in. So she still had the cash
As of now, because obviously she's gonna like cash in on Naya, right?
in.
As of now, she's probably the
Hmm.
worst Miss Money in the Bank ever when you have to be told to cash in.
No, because it made perfect sense. Because here's the thing about that, right?
Yeah,
She wasn't thinking about cashing in for one reason. Because her whole soul thing is, I want to cash in on Naya. I
yeah,
want to
no, that's
get her.
obvious.
That was her brain. That's why when she saw Liv down there and she told her to cash in, she wasn't thinking it because she was like, I want you. And then she's
Yeah,
like, oh, but you can cash in on this other person. And she's like, shit, that's right, but how do I get out of this? Because you seem like she still hesitated with cashing in because she was like, how do I get out of this
yeah,
without getting stuck cashing in? Because I want to screw you over because I hate you and I'm secretly waiting for my shot.
yeah. No, that's like valid and like obvious and whatever to like the knowledgeable wrestling mind and whatever. But to like a casual that sees that, like what the fuck, you know?
No, because I seen some casuals go, oh, she wanted to cash in on Nia. I'm like, yeah, 'cause especially the way fucking Nia hit her, it was like, yeah, like you're screwed. Like you're screwed, screwed.
Can't wait till she actually does it.
Oh, I would not, 100% would not be surprised if Nia wins. That would be weird. But if Nia loses at the Crown Jewel, Tiffany's definitely she's definitely cashing in.
Yeah,
Tiffany is definitely cashing in. She's getting a win, and it's gonna be a big moment at Crown Jewel, and everybody will be like, "What the fuck?" Like, yep, that makes sense.
that's gonna be awesome
I mean, I'm not.
for her.
I mean, I mean for her, yeah, because like like I said, this week has been just felt like, eh, whatever. It felt like
Yeah,
a whatever week because Raw started off and Raw was like complete garbage, and then like NXT was like mid, and then we'll get to Dynamite, but it's just like it didn't feel like a fucking oh my god, this is like wrestling that's back. It just felt like eh, just going through the motions of being a wrestling fan and watching wrestling. That's what it felt like this week.
it's back, all right. It's back to meh.
Yeah, and NXT was blah. It was blah.
It was a show, as you would say.
Yeah, it was a show. Like I like the fact that they changed up the performance center. That looked awesome.
Yeah, visually, like it was great. It just
Yeah,
the show, like, eh.
yeah. It was weird. And it started off with Tony D'Angelo sitting in the ring, celebrating his championship. And before he could get anything out, Obafemi came out and said, me and you at Halloween Havoc. So they spun the wheel and it landed on tables, ladders, and scares.
Which is basically TLC.
Basically, it's a TLC match. They just called it scares because,
By the way,
it's
yeah.
basically. So that's that's the thing. So then we had Oro Mensah getting interviewed, and he's getting interviewed And Byron Saxton is talking to him, and he says, "Hey, you're gonna have this gentleman rules match with Lexus King." And he goes, "Yeah, but what are the rules?" So Byron runs through the rules for us and him. It says all violations will be a result of a disqualification. You can't strike your opponent when 4 points of contact is on the ground. You can't throw your opponent over the ropes. Your competitor has until three to break in a rope break and not five. And there is absolutely no fighting on the floor. I was like, oh, okay,
Sounds
okay.
slightly like a pure match, like a Ring of Honor pure match, a little bit.
It does. It does. And it was weird. So Lexus King said, "All right, let's be gentlemen." And him and Oro shook hands, but Oro's like, "I don't trust you." Like he literally said, "I don't trust you." So
What's your
eh,
theory? Should he trust him?
no, no one should ever trust anybody.
Oh
Like
shit. Especially that in wrestling, huh?
yes. So then we had Stephanie Becker versus Rin Sinclair. So I mean, no one thought that Ren was going to be Stephanie.
She did good though, for her to her credit though. It
Yeah,
wasn't
she
just like a
did.
straight up squash.
Yep. So then Cora and Roxy beat up Stephanie, and then Julia came out to help her, and that set up the tag team match, which we find out later is for Halloween Havoc, but we already knew that.
Yep.
So then we have a little interaction between Kalani Jordan and Trick Williams. So they're talking in the back, and Kalani is asking him for advice. And he's like, yeah, he's like, tonight I found out who my opponent is. He was like, you have to figure out who yours is going to be. And she was like, yeah, you know what? That's true. I'm going to go talk to Ava. But as she's saying this, Fatal Influence is in the background watching
Yep.
on. So I was like, I see where this is going.
Which one
So,
do you think it would be?
oh, I have 100% it's JC Jane.
Oh,
It's going to
okay.
be JC, and JC is going to win the championship. I want her to because she deserves it. So I hope she wins the championship. Like it's nothing against Kalani. It just makes sense.
Yeah. Fallon too
So
though. But like more
no,
more JC.
no, because Fallon had her big moment, her big spotlight as a tag team champion. And I know
Oh
people are probably
yeah.
saying people are probably saying, well, JC did too, but JC was in a faction. Like she was in a faction. Fallon had her own big moment where she won the tag titles. And it wasn't like, yes, she was with the Country Boys, but it was her big moment. It was her big spotlight.
Yeah. She's the
JC
one that
never
got the
had that.
win.
Yeah, JC's only big thing was I turned on Gigi, and it was like, but you never done anything after that. You guys had the
Yeah.
tag titles, but you were in a faction, and you were like the low people in a faction. It
I was
doesn't
just about
really
to say
matter.
that. I
Yeah,
was just
so
about to say that
now,
because in that faction, you
mhm,
always the one that had the eye for her. Everybody else always like thought about her as like an afterthought. Gigi was gonna be the star.
mhm,
Mandy was of course the star. No one thought about her. So yeah, no, I take it back. You're 100% right, JC.
yeah. And this is like her moment. She needs this, and like this would propel her to a bigger star. So, and plus, it's not hurting Kalani because she's the first ever North American champion, and she's had it since the title's been introduced.
Yeah,
So
she's
this,
set.
yeah, so this like doesn't hurt her. So then we have this backstage with Brinley Reese, Kamara Petrovich, and all of a sudden Ashanti the Adonis comes up, and Ashanti gives a rose to Brinley Reese. So as he's doing this, Sean Spears comes up and says, "You shouldn't give roses to ladies," or some shit. And it sets up a match for Briggs Jensen and Ashanti the Adonis. So yeah,
That make any sense to you? Because it didn't to me.
it did because like Sean Spears was talking shit, and like Ashanti is trying to get a woman. So the whole thing was, you're interrupting my flow. I'm mad at you for doing this, and you're talking shit to me. You're fucking up my flow and my game. Fuck you. Let's have this match. That's what made sense to me.
Yeah,
And the thing that also made sense was after they ripped up the flower, Kamra Petrovic picked up the flower. And if you've been paying attention, this is not just like some, oh my God, this happened out of nowhere. This has been like foreshadowed for weeks. Like this,
yep.
I mean, weeks. Like every time he's in the back flirting with somebody, she has this little eye of, oh, what is he doing? Oh, what's going on? And like this was just like, okay, now it's officially a story.
It's like the Dolph Ziggler meme. It should have been me. Like she wants it to be her.
Hmm. So then we have Alexis King versus Oro Mensah, and Lexus King beats Oro Mensah clean,
How about
and
that?
then they shake hands, which was very weird to me. I was like, oh, okay.
Two things I thought were gonna happen, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
One, I thought I could have sworn Lexus was gonna like cheat and whatever, like to like not to fully turn heel, but cheat because like you cheated on the last match, so I'm gonna cheat now. That
Hmm.
type of thing. Kind of like I got you back. And when they shook hands and like Alexis like rose Oro's hand, I thought Oro was gonna punch him in the face.
Like I wish either one of those things would happen, but it was just like, no, a nice little match. Like, oh, okay.
Will
I didn't.
they become a like a tag team or something for a minute until one turns on the other?
No, no. I think this is over. I think this
Okay,
is over.
cool.
It's going to spin out into something different, but I think this is mainly over.
Okay.
So then we have Cedric and Javon talking, and all of a sudden, here comes Faxium. And they're talking and they're going back and forth, but to me, I'm like, oh, they're gonna have a tag team title match. But then Wesley shows up and says, I don't know. He was like, I don't know why you're looking at me. You should just stay in this tag team and go for the tag team titles because I'm gonna win the world title, and later on, I'm going to beat you so I can get one step closer to beating Trick. And I was like, I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But like part of me is like, I don't know if I want Javon to go for the tag titles because he should be a solo star. So I don't know what I want him to do.
Provided Oba Femi does not win back the title, go for
Hmm.
that title.
I mean, that's true, but also like that would just push Oba straight to the main event, which would kick Wesley straight out of the main event.
Yeah.
So then we had Jakara and Lash say that they want to fight Damage Control, and they say we want to fight you guys next week. So I guess Damage Control is coming to NXT next week. I guess.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I guess. So then we have Lola Vice, and Lola Vice comes out because she's gonna have a match against the returning to the ring Nikita Lyons.
Yay.
I mean, I'm saying yay because like she keeps getting hurt every time she shows up, she wrestles and then gets hurt. She wrestles
Yeah.
and then gets hurt. So she was wrestling here, and she beat Lola Vice because Jada Parker came out and gave a running hip attack to Lola Vice on the outside, knocked her out, and Nikita Lyons got the win. So yes, that's a thing.
Question.
Hmm.
Did Nikita see the attack? Because I feel like she saw the attack and just pinned her on whatever. Kind of like a heel action.
I don't think she did. I don't think she did. But at the same time, they've they've been entangled for 2 or 3 weeks because when Nikita finally came back, she came back and them two were going at it.
Yeah,
And this feels like it'll be a triple threat match. I'm like, okay, cool.
okay with that.
So then we get the official that Stephanie and Julia are going to have the tag team match. But while this is happening, Fatal Influence comes in and they're like, hey, we want to talk to you about a title match. And Ava goes, you know what? You guys are a team. How about next week, two of you versus the two of them? And Fatal Influence was like, oh shit, we're gonna die. You know what was really funny about that scene?
What?
Julia and Stephanie were the shortest people in that room. Like, and I mean by like feet, inches. Like they were the shortest people. It was Ava and then like Fatal Influence. All of them were just like super fucking tall. I'm like, what the hell?
I mean, in Ava's case, look at her gene pool.
I mean, yeah, because she's really tall.
Yeah.
But I was just like shocked. I'm like, what the fuck? Like even fucking Fatal Influence were like way taller than them. I was like, that is weird. And it's not like, oh, like short people can't do anything. Look at Roxy. Roxy's like the best woman there, and she's like 4 feet.
4 foot nothing. Exactly.
So then we had Riley Osborne versus your favorite, Ridge Holland.
Ah, go on.
So you're not coming around to Ridge Holland?
Hell no. If anything is getting worse.
Wow. Like everybody else is coming around to Ridge Holland and you still hate him.
I came around on Tiffy. So
Yeah.
there you go.
So Ridge Holland destroys Riley Osborne. He is crying, and then all of a sudden, here comes Mr. Chase. Mr. Chase makes a save.
We called that, so that's the thing.
Yeah. I was surprised he came back so fast because I thought he would be back like weeks from now. But he came
Yeah.
right back. So then we had a Tatum Paxley interview, and she's getting interviewed by Byron Saxton, and he's talking to her, and then all of a sudden, here comes Jada Parker and OTM. And Jada Parker says she wants Lola Vice. And I swear to God, I thought this was the end of the interview. I was like, oh, they're just gonna switch off. And all of a sudden, Tatum Paxley just pushes through OTM was like, excuse me. Like I was talking. I was like, oh shit. And then Jada was like, nobody got time to play with you. So she ripped up one of her dolls and Tatum got angry. So Tatum probably is going to fight Jada Parker, but if you look in the background, Wendy Chu was looking at Tatum Paxley.
I was gonna say I thought that was over with, but like, yeah, she kicked her ass. So
Yeah, it's still going. It's still going. We need a definitive finish to that. I
yeah,
don't know what it's going to be, but we need a definitive finish. What I mean, so Jada Parker has Lola, Nikita, and Tatum Paxley as potential opponents. Okay.
I'm okay with it.
Yes. So then we have Brooks Jensen versus Ashanti Diadonis. And they're going, and Ashanti gets distracted because Kimra Petrovic poured the rose petals on the floor. And Ashanti was looking like, wait a minute, what the fuck? Wait, you like me? I'm confused. And he got his ass beat. I was like, oh, you're dumb. All right, good for you.
He's never actually had a girl like him before, apparently.
Apparently. So yeah, like Now he's gonna chase after her, and she's not gonna want him. So that's his fault. But I mean, yeah, like that's fucked up. Like you can't do that to Kamala Petrovich. Like that's just like you kind of deserve that. Like you've been
Basically.
trying to get like you've been trying to get your attention for weeks, and you're just like, nah, I want everybody else except this woman. Yeah, all right.
Are you
So
paying attention now? Type of thing.
yep. So then we get a new Delta promo, and I don't remember who this was. Somebody had said that it would be cool if in the tag match between Roxy and Cora and Stephanie and Julia, that Delta comes out to help Cora and Roxy. Like,
I
you know
kind
what?
of think
That
that's gonna happen.
yeah, it was like that kind of would be cool. So then we had Lexus King, and he went to Charlie Dempsey and he says, Charlie, he was like, thanks for suggesting me to do the gentleman duel. He was like, wanted to shake your hand. He was like, that was great. You guys are awesome. And then he said one more thing. He basically was alluding at he wants a shot at the Heritage Cup. So as he's saying that, he walks outside, and then here goes Tony D'Angelo. Tony D'Angelo is walking with his crew, and Luca says, "You know what? Done. Next week, I'm going to take out Obafemi for you." And Tony goes, "You know what? I'm all right with that."
He's gonna die.
Oh yeah, he's definitely going to die. So then it's main event time, and the main event is a triple threat. The winner becomes number one contender. Is Ethan Page. Oh, no ego. And Wesley versus Javon Evans. So I'm standing there. I'm like, okay, Wesley's gonna win. They're
Right? Like
gonna
it seemed
let Wes.
obvious.
Yeah, I'm like, it's definitely gonna be Wesley. It's gonna be Wesley. Wesley's gonna win. Wes is gonna win. Wes gets hit with the springboard cutter from Javon, and I'm still like, okay, there's still a shot. There's still a shot. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Ethan Page comes up, rolls up Javon. One, two, three. Ethan Page is number one contender. I'm like, what? No, it should have been Wes.
Ego. It goes there.
Okay.
If you want.
So I was just shocked. I was like, wait, what? Like, it should have been Wesley. So it was so bad because they have a time crunch with being on CW that they had to get off really quick. So as this is happening, Trick comes out, they spins the wheel, it goes to Devil's Playground, Ethan Page knocks out Trick, the show goes off the air. Like this literally verbatim, like not even joking. That's exactly what happened. It was like boom, 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 boom. It was like, oh, okay, well, sure,
Yeah, because I said
okay.
out loud to myself, I'm like, that's it?
Yeah, it just went super fast and it was super over. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, okay, okay, cool. Yeah, and that was how NXT ended. So we have, I think we have three matches set up for the pay-per-view.
Yeah, three.
Yeah, so that is, I mean, it's at the end of the month. I'm glad that they're setting stuff up now. So I mean, yeah,
Don't
like
do
the
shit
only,
like last minute, Tony.
yeah, yeah. So that was NXT.
Yeah.
Part of me, part of me, just part of me really like the beginning of AEW. Part of me liked it.
Okay.
Like part of me didn't because it was just straight up cold open. And it literally was Moxley getting out of the building, him and the BBC, they're getting in a truck, and Moxley is basically laying out what the fuck was going on. He said, listen, he said, I don't like the way AEW has become. I don't like what's been happening. He said, I don't like what this is turning into. He said, and this isn't the AEW that I love. And so it's making sense. And he says, nobody is stepping up. And I was like, okay, it kind of makes sense. But at the same time, I'm just kind of like, eh, like that's not the expression. That's not what I wanted from him. And I know people are like, well, what did you want from him? I wanted like they came in here and said they're taking over. So it's like a slight switch, and like a lot of people didn't pay attention to it. It was like, oh, they're still taking over. It's like, yeah, but it's like a little switch to it by saying we're not taking over and we're not destroying the company. It was more of nobody is good enough to defend AEW. Nobody is good enough to have AEW. Where we got to now, we're soft. We're sports entertainment. We need to get back to what we used to be. And I'm going to take it there myself. I want someone to step up. And it's like, okay, I mean, that's better than what you've been saying the whole time of there's more to the story. And I feel like there's still more to the story, but this is just his version of the story.
Yeah,
You know
he's
what I
still
mean?
not telling everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it felt weird. I was like, but I did like the fact that they started off with trying to explain what the fuck was going on instead of just going, you know what? We're not going to give you a backstory. We're going to let you figure it out piece by piece. It's still some intrigue there, but it's like, yeah, I'm not going to give you the whole story here. I'm going to give you a little bit. Like, all right, well, we'll go with that.
Do you still think there's like a higher power?
Yeah, of course there's higher power.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
because if you watch the rest of the show, I will explain how this is a one to one of something that exists. And you'd be like, yeah, no, that's true. So then we get Adam Cole, Bang Bang.
Baby.
So Adam Cole comes out. The first thing he says, yeah, I want to thank the kingdom. And it's like, okay, yeah. And then he just basically retcons the whole entire Devil storyline. And I'm like, okay. And I swear to God, like everybody that hated it, it was like, oh my God, this is sports entertainment. And I don't like talking about the ratings. The ratings were always up for that segment because people wanted to know what the fuck was going on. Like this was not a fucking thing. We even loved it. We was like, yeah, this is one of the storylines we love. Everybody else was like, I hate it. I don't like sports entertainment in my wrestling. But when Max and Jericho were singing, they were like, you know what? This isn't bad. I love this. This is awesome. And it's
And
like,
that was horrible.
yeah, and it's like, what are you doing? And that's sports entertainment. That's the most sports entertaining thing. And this Max and Adam Cole thing wasn't horrible. I'm like, people just like they love one thing and they're like, I love this one thing. I don't want anything else. And just this that angle was good. I'm sorry, like it fell flat, but the lead up to the angle was good. It fell flat, but the lead up was good.
And it fell flat, and no one's really at fault because Adam was injured. Then MJF got
Hmm.
injured after that. So you can't really blame anybody.
Exactly, but everybody wants to blame. Like, yeah, I just went over like a farting church. Yeah, everybody was injured, but if everybody was fine, we'll be like, you know what? It didn't end bad, but it's not their fault. And Adam came out and retconned it and said, hey, listen. He's like, I tried to save you guys from MJF. I knew exactly who he was, so I had to get him before he got me. And the funny part is like that's the story, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, they really retconned it," and it's like that was always the story. He was going to turn on MJF because he knew MJF was a fucking dirtbag, and that's why he was going to be the one that turned on him. He was
Yep.
going to loathe him. Like that was like we said that so many times, and people are just like, "Oh my God, they retconned it." It's like that was the original story. He just literally said, he the only thing he said out loud that made people go, "Oh," was he was basically saying Max was a bad guy the whole time. He was faking being my friend, and it's like, yeah, like we all knew this, and it's like, yeah. So that's
Because if
why I'm
you really
like,
think
all
about
right,
it, in
mhm,
Max's fucking like side, he basically
mhm,
have Adam, which almost beat him in their match and whatever. He has him by his
mhm,
side and whatever. They're tag team champions or whatever. He's holding him, so like, okay, I ain't gotta fight him again because he's my friend. He ain't gonna fucking go for the title. And anytime he'll try to go for the title, I'll make him feel guilty. You know what I mean? Oh, you just like using me or some shit, gaslighting and
mhm.
shit. That's the way
Yeah,
it could have gone.
dude, that's the way it did go.
Yeah,
Like
he did that a few
that's
times for him actually.
yeah, and it's like people like when people are like, oh, they retconned it and made it. It's like, dog, the story was fine. He didn't even tell any twist of the story. He literally just said exactly what's going down. But the thing is, because he came back and Max is like a full blown heel, it feels like Adam Cole is being a straight up good guy and MJF is being a bad guy. If he would have told this story and he was fully healthy after this whole thing went down, people would have still been like, you know what? We're not even mad at that. And they would have wound up cheering him anyway.
Basically.
So then Adam Cole calls out MJF and says, me and you, let's do this thing. Let's get this over with. And MJF shows up on screen and says, I'm not coming out there. I'm never giving you what you want. There's never going to be a match between me and you. So you can just go to hell. And like, as soon as he said that, I felt like this is like, if they do what I think they're going to do, it will be the most annoying shit because I'm gonna see so many people get so fucking annoyed with this, and it's like it could be a good story, but I'm gonna see so many people get fucking annoyed with this because what I'm thinking is going to happen is because Max said, I'm never going to give you a match. Max is going to do everything in his power to never wrestle Adam Cole. He's going to keep going, and this is going to go for months. Every time Adam Cole gets closer to him, he's going to run. And I don't mean just like physically, I mean in a match. He's going to keep running and running and running. And this is going to take a few months, and then it's finally going to happen because there's going to be no other choice that something Max wants, Adam Cole's going to be standing in the middle of it, and he's going to have to fight. And the
Basically.
fact that a lot of people are going to get mad because it's going to take so long to get there, which is perfectly fine. They're going to be so pissed off. They'll be like, "Oh my God, they're just doing the same thing again. Or why don't they give us the match? Blah blah blah." It's, it would be perfectly fine if they did it the right way and made us wait. And he has to get to him in just like this most random fashion. It's like it'll be perfectly fine.
Long-term storytelling is good if you do it correctly.
Yes. What's not good is Slop Poppy wants to have a ladder wars match against Mark Briscoe next week on Dynamite.
That's like something I have to talk about with AEW, right? Why can't
Hmm.
you just name a match what it is? Like you have to be all like original with it. Oh, Ladder War, oh, Casino Royale. I'd use Casino Royale as an example. Like I don't mind it, but
Okay, but here's the thing about ladder wars. The reason that they use that is because that's a Ring of Honor term.
oh, I take it back. I'm not a Ring of Honor guy, so
Yeah, so that's what all Ring of Honor ladder matches were called back in the day. They would call them ladder wars, and they just would just be regular ladder matches, but they were called them ladder wars,
okay.
and that's that's why that was a thing.
My bad.
So so then we had FTR versus Brian Keefe and Big Bill, and I love FTR, but this match just wasn't it. I love them so much, but this wasn't. This didn't do nothing for me. I'm
How about
sorry.
after the match?
I mean, that that didn't do anything for me either. It was like, why? Like it just was weird. Because LFI was looking at FTR, and then the Outrunners came out and they shook hands, and it's like, okay, but why?
And why
Like,
they keep doing the fucking mega power thing? I
oh,
know I'm
because
critiquing too much, but yeah,
they're gonna turn on each other. That's the whole point. They're gonna turn on each other.
yeah.
So then we got the Acclaim, and they're in the back, and I knew something was gonna happen as soon as Billy Gunn was like, I don't know what we're doing here. We're gonna go find a gym. So I'm gonna go start the car. As soon as he said that, I was like, something's gonna happen. And MVP and Shelton Benjamin show up, and they basically say to him was like, "Hey, I see you guys. You guys are good. How about I give you my business card?" And Bowens is looking like, "Yeah, no, I want nothing to do with you." But Max Caster puts the card in his pocket.
Obviously, like he was gonna turn heel. Like I've been
Hmm.
saying that for a while.
Yes. So then we had Queen Amanada versus Mercedes Monet for the TBS title. And this was a really good match.
Which I swear they said it was non-title. So what the fuck?
No, they said it was for the TBS title. What I heard originally was for both titles, but then it just became for the TBS title. So
Okay.
so Mercedes of course won, and I was actually confused. I was actually confused at the end because you know why I was confused?
Why?
Isn't Mercedes beefing with Chris Statlander?
Yeah.
So why didn't Chris Statlander come out after the match?
Uh, AEW.
Exactly. So then we had Private Party in the back, and the Young Bucks come up, and Private Party's like, "Yo, we want another shot at the tag titles." And Nick Jackson basically says what he says on Twitter. That doesn't work for me, brother. And I know somebody's gonna say, "Well, that's a Hulk Hogan line." Yeah, that's a Hulk Hogan line that they took, and they've been running in the ground because they're doing their little thing. I I got something to talk about with them later. We'll get to that. But they basically, well, I have a few things to talk about with them. But they basically said they want nothing to do with them. So then all of a sudden, here comes Stokely, and Stokely was like, "See," he was like, "That's the problem. You guys are weak." He's like, if that was me and I was with you, y'all would have won the tag titles. But y'all don't want nothing to do with me. He's like, that's your problem. He's like, y'all need to step up. And he says that, and Quinn is like, yo, he was like, I don't know about this. And then Cassidy's like, nah. He was like, you know what? He might be right. He's like, he might be right. So it looked like it looks like they might be going with Stokely. Hopefully, because like they need something. They need something to freshen them up so they can go for the tag titles. But they need
Yeah.
something,
Like
and I feel
obviously
like
it's Stokely.
yeah, I feel like that's it. So then we have apparently it was Kenny Omega's birthday. They made him a birthday cake, and Jack Perry said "Happy birthday" or "die" or whatever, and then threw intestines on top of the cake because you know Kenny had the stomach issues. So with that being said, this wasn't done for no reason. This was done for a lot of reasons.
Yep.
So one reason is because I keep forgetting to bring this up. The whole Tanahashi and Kenny Omega thing, where they did this thing. This was a few weeks ago. I totally forgot it because it wasn't on any social, like it wasn't on anything big. It just was like on a backstage, not even a backstage, just like a little New Japan clip. And the clip went out, and it was just Kenny saying he wants to team up with Tanahashi and take on the Young Bucks, which is probably going to be a thing at Wrestle Dynasty. So that was a thing. Then Kota Ibushi said Kenny Omega is 3 months out, which means that's right around the time for Wrestle Dynasty. Then on Saturday, when New Japan had their big show, the Young Bucks showed up on the screen and said, "Hey, we're going to come back to Japan for the first time in a long time, and it's going to be a Wrestle Dynasty." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool, whatever. I hate you guys."
I was just thinking that, like, whatever.
Yeah. So that was that. But there was a big, big moment in New Japan. It was
Oh
a
yeah,
big,
I heard about
huge
this.
moment. This was this was really fucking amazing because Zack Sabre Jr. fought Naito, and Zack Sabre Jr. won the IWGP Championship.
Congratulations to
This
him.
this shit was it was like the ending literally came out of nowhere because I'm so used to a Zack Sabre match where he's like, all right, I'm gonna put you in a submission and make you tap. Zack hit the Zack driver once. He picked up Naito again because Naito kicked out and did it a clutch Zack driver and got the 1, 2, 3. And I was like, wait a minute, that just happened. Like he just pinned him and the crowd fucking lost it. And that was unusual. The crowd fucking lost it. Zack went in the crowd, celebrated. Everybody was happy. And as Zack is about to do his congratulations speech, Sonata comes out because he's going to fight Sonata at the next show, which is on Sunday. So he's going to fight Sonata. But then all of a sudden, Shingo comes out and was like, no, I want a title shot. Then Shota Umino comes out and was like, I want a title shot. And Zack is like, listen, I have to fight Sonata first. After that, I don't know what the fuck is going to go on. I don't care. I have to fight him first. Also, you guys got to get out my ring. You too, Sonata, because I need to celebrate. All right, bye. Leave. It was so fucking funny. And then at the press conference, they said Zack Sabre is going to face Shingo, and Sonata is going to face Shota Umino. But if Sonata wins the championship at Royal Quest, he'll defend the title against Shota Umino. If Zack keeps the title, he'll defend against Shingo. Also, none of this is going to Wrestle Kingdom because we still have no idea who the fuck Zack is going to defend his title at Wrestle Kingdom. We're all fucking confused. We have no fucking idea. It's it's just going to be a whatever. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out when we get closer. But it's it's a good time in New Japan, except for the Bucks being there. That sucks.
Yeah, don't even
Anyway,
think about that shit. Fuck it.
well, I have to because the next match was the conglomeration versus the Young Bucks in Okada.
Oh shit. I
Yeah.
take
So
it back.
they come out, they have this match, and then all of a sudden, the BBC just show up and just start beating the shit out of the conglomeration. And the Young Bucks, like they kind of run off Young Bucks and Okada, and they're looking and they're watching the BBC just beat the shit out of the conglomeration. Then Private Party and other people start running down to help. They just get murdered too. Everybody just gets murdered, and it's like, what the fuck? And the Young Bucks and Okada are just like kind of stuck. And somebody pointed this out, and this is how fucked up some of the stuff that happens in AEW is. Because somebody pointed this out and was like, wasn't Okada and the Young Bucks supposed to be doing a fucking takeover? And then you just see this is another takeover. And I'm like, Wait a minute. Yeah, yeah, they were. They were doing a takeover. I forgot about that. I forgot. Oh my god.
It's
Did you
basically
remember?
NWO all over again.
Did you
No,
remember that?
I forgot
You for,
because I actually
uh-huh.
thought they already took over. Because they're the EVPs. What more do you need to take over? You have most of the belts. Well, hell, every member has a belt.
Exactly. So it just was like that whole storyline is just done. Like, and that's why they're just standing there like, I don't know. Jack Perry comes out and helps them out and is like, hey, let's leave. And it's like, okay, but like I'm still like that you guys had this whole story that you guys were taking over and nothing happened.
It was a theory just because they stood there and whatever. And mind you, I don't buy this theory. They're gonna turn face.
Hmm. Well, here's the thing. They were leaving, and as they're leaving, Daniel Garcia and Private Party come up and was like, yo, where the fuck were you guys at? Like, what's up? Like, what's happening? And it was like, hey, listen. So they're cussing them out, telling them, yo, get the fuck out of here. Like, so they wound up turning this into a six-man next week between Private Party and Daniel Garcia versus the Elite and Jungle Boy,
Yeah.
which they're all going for the title, so it makes perfect sense. But they're like, why the fuck didn't y'all step up? Y'all the EVPs, or why y'all ain't do something? And it's like, yeah, that's true. They should have did something, but whatever.
I have a theory on
Hmm.
something here.
Hmm.
I don't trust Jack Perry. I think Jack Perry is with the BBC.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Because I don't know if it was 3 weeks ago. It was before the pay-per-view and whatever. There was a little interaction between Moxley and Jack and whatever, but Moxley said something to the effect of, I don't care what anybody says. I like you. You're a good kid.
Yeah.
And Jack was the one that made him go to the back and whatever. That fight in the back, that was because of
Hmm.
Jack, because Jack was the one being smart and whatever. Because they really didn't say anything. It was more so Jack. So, you know,
Yeah. I mean, like I would be really shocked because like Jack is such an insignificant person to me. I'd be like, oh, you something. Okay.
they really trying to push the narrative of the scapegoat thing. Probably gonna be like, oh, I hate AEW, whatever. And I'm gonna destroy it or whatever, some shit. Probably not that word for word, but something along those lines.
So okay, so if that was a thing, then that would tie in their original story, and it would like it would tie it in, but this would just be like so convoluted and be like, oh, okay, well this is convoluted, but it would tie in the original story, so we would
I,
get an official end to that.
I was just about to tell you, it's already convoluted.
Yeah. So then we get Shelton Benjamin versus Leo Rush, and this is Shelton's first AEW match, and he did pretty good against Leo Rush.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that. It was pretty good.
Yeah, and of course he beat Leo Rush because this is, like I said, this is his first AEW match. He has to win his first match.
Who thought he was gonna lose? Like, what the fuck?
I mean, there probably was like one person out there was like Leo Rush should win, and it's like, yeah, in any other circumstance, yes, Leo Rush should win. This one,
Yeah,
no, Leo Rush, like it's fine.
yeah.
So yeah, Leo Rush takes the loss. Shelton Benjamin gets the win. Here's the thing: he celebrates. They stick a Hurt Locker business card in Leo Rush's tights. So, you know,
Hurt syndication.
yeah, I mean, you never know. You never know. There's a lot of people getting cards, and I want to call out everybody that does the same fucking thing. That like every time they see a faction in WWE, they always say, That's racist for you to put all the black guys together. That's racist for you to put all the black guys together. They're doing the same thing in AEW, and no one has said that yet. And I'm very
E-
shocked. I'm
Exactly
shocked.
the same thing too.
Yeah, and like it's disgusting. It's like, yeah, like you don't have to grab up all of the black people together, and it's like you can just do it separately. And it's like I don't like that. I like us to be separated. Like let us be separated and do our own thing. Just let us do our own thing and we're fine. You don't have to put us together and say, "Oh, well you guys feel cool together." No, no, no. Let us be separated and do our own thing and have our own individual things. If we have one group, fine. Let us just let us do our own thing.
You don't need to be a super group, which, on paper, that's what this seems like it's going to be.
Yeah. And then we get Swerve, and Swerve basically says he wants to face Shelton Benjamin in a few weeks. So they set up that match.
Yeah.
So then we had something that was very confusing because we had Don Callis come out. And I know you're like, why is that confusing? Because Don Callis came out with Lance Archer and Brian Cage. I'm like, when the fuck did he get Brian Cage?
Yeah. When the fuck did he get him?
He didn't even explain. He didn't explain. He did not explain. And then he brought out Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher, and they basically said, "Yeah, we're just gonna beat up a bunch of people, and we're cool." Yeah, and I was just like, only thing I just kept trying to figure out was when the fuck Brian Cage became part of the team. I know when Lance Archer did, Brian Cage, I'm still confused because there was no, hey, I signed him to a contract.
And like, I'm not complaining that he's like so much a member of it.
Hmm.
Well, hell, no, fuck it, I am, right? But
Uh-huh.
like the other part to it, did he leave the Cage or Agony? Like, is that a thing?
I fucking guess so. Because like there was no explanation. There's none. There was no explanation. There's not even a fucking video package out there that's like, oh, this is what happened. There's no explanation. I was like, fuck, this is just infuriating. There's like there was nothing explaining this. So then we had Mariah May, and Mariah May is like, I need a challenger. I need a challenger. Someone needs to step up and challenge me. No one wants to do anything about me. You just sit around and just talk about me with your hands down your pants, watching me. You like, there's no one, and it's like, okay. And then Anna Jay steps up. So Anna Jay steps up. Wait. This is the best part. Anna Jay steps up and she slaps Christopher Daniels, who's behind Mariah May, because she ducks. Mariah May goes, haha, good job. But here's the best part. This is the best part. This is the best part. So Anna Jay and Mariah May are going to have a match. They're having a match at Battle of the Belts. They're having a match at Battle of the Belts.
Why?
Wait, but here's the best part. It's a champion elimination match. It's a
Oh,
champion eliminator
Jesus.
match
I
at
didn't
Battle of the
know that.
Belts. At Battle of the Belts, Anna Jay versus Mariah May championship eliminator match.
Didn't know it was
Really?
Eliminator. What the fuck?
Really? Like I'm so pissed off. They could have just gave us the match. They could have gave us the fucking match. Like why? Why didn't they do that?
AEW.
I'm so pissed off because it's like it was right there. It's a perfect match. Like it's a match that never happened before. You give it to us on Battle of the Belts for the championship. It's a good match. Like people will tune in because it's like, oh, Anna Jay is way better because she went to Stardom. She's fucking awesome, and Mariah May is cool as shit. And it's like, yeah, we should we should have this match for the title. Yes, perfect. Right,
Yeah, that's the way it should have
right.
been.
It should. It should. So that was that. Then we had Ricochet say, hey, I want an open challenge. He gets an open challenge, and his open challenge is AR Fox. So
That's gonna be good. I hope.
yes. So then we have the NWO beatdown from the BBC, beating down everybody backstage, the Dark Order, the top flight security. They beat the shit out of them. Everybody's getting beat down. And then the BBC drives off. Jonathan Silver runs after the car. And I'm like, he's going to wind up being with the BBC, isn't he? Because, like, he just ran after the car. And that was weird. But
He got the
then
worst beatdown
Dark,
too.
yeah. But then Dark Order says, we want to challenge the BBC. Then Top Flight is like, we want to challenge you for the six-man titles. I was like, oh, okay. This is so NWO. And I'm like, all right. Then we get to the main event. And the main event is Switchblade versus Christian. Because this is payback from when Christian screwed Switchblade. And the ending was so fucked up because Christian is going for a spear, and that was the cue for Skip Sabian to come in. But Skip Sabian came in early, screwed it up, and when he came in early, that screwed up for Hangman to come in early, so he came in early too. Then Skip Sabian had to get down. Hangman had to lay down and pretend that he wasn't part of this. Then Skip Sabian eventually distracted Christian, which actually brought Hangman back in to fuck this up, to fuck up Jay White. Jay White loses to Christian. It was a convoluted, fucked up ending. Like if it would have went down the regular way, and Skip Sabian would have came out, distracted Christian, and then Hangman would have punched Jay White. Boom, that would have been awesome. But because the timing was off, it just looked it weird and it was bad.
That timing was way fucking off.
That shit was so fucked up. I was like, what the fuck? And like, it felt like if you were watching this and you weren't paying attention, you would feel like you rewind it and it didn't happen. It was so, it was so crazy. So, I mean, that was the fucking weird week in wrestling. Do you have any last words?
It been a midweek, y'all.